The June 14th regular meeting of the School Board of Charlotte County, Florida is hereby called to order. To lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag tonight, we have a representative from the Daughters of the American Revolution. So if you could please lead us in the pledge, and the rest of us could join you. That's fine. Thank you.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Superintendent, do we have any additions or corrections to tonight's agenda?
We do have an addition, and that's an amendment on the action agenda 2B or 2A, personnel action, job descriptions.
So moved.
Seconded.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the addition on the personnel addendum. Is there any board discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That motion carries unanimously. Next item on the agenda, reports. Mr. Superintendent.
We have 5 reports this evening, and I'm going to invite the school board to join me down in front for the first 2 reports. Our first report this evening is a recognition of the Daughters of American Revolution, who are going to do a presentation to Meadow Park Elementary School. I'm going to ask Mr. Greg Herline, our Director of Purchasing, and Ms. Jan Gravelin, Principal at Meadow Park Elementary School, to come up front. Greg, if you would take the podium and introduce our guests.
So, Madam Chair, board members, and Dr. Whitaker, I'm pleased to introduce Patricia Harris with the Daughters of the American Revolution to make a presentation and provide an American flag for the new Meadow Park Elementary School.
Okay. On behalf of the Daughters of American Revolution Charlotte Bay chapter, we want to present this flag to be flown on the flagpole out in front of the Meadow Park new school.
Thank you so much. We really do appreciate the contribution of this flag from the Daughters of American Revolution. This has become a tradition. They present to us a new flag for our new school. So thank you very much. Our second recognition this evening is our Charlotte High boys track team. Wow, 2 years in a row. That's quite an accomplishment. Mr. Duffy, if you'd come forward. Barney Duffy is the principal of Charlotte High School, and we'll take the presentation from here. Barney.
Thank you, Dr. Whitaker. Madam Chair, members of the school board, Dr. Whitaker, thank you so much for recognizing our student athletes at Charlotte High School. The accomplishment of a state championship team is rare at most high school levels in any sport, but back-to-back championships is a feat that almost never happens, and our young men did that this past year. And I'm so proud of the fact that not only are they great athletes, but they're also standouts in the classroom. As a team average, they have a 3.5, better than a 3.5 GPA, and I think that's something all of us can be proud of. I'd like to ask our athletic director, Brian Nolan, and our co-head coach, Jerry Voss, to come up, introduce the young men, and tell a little bit about what they've done to contribute to the second state championship. Come on up, guys.
Dr. Whitaker, Madam Chair, the rest of the board, thank you very, very much for having us here tonight. It's an honor to be here, be recognized not only for Charlotte High but for Charlotte County, and we're
very proud of these kids on what they've done this past couple of years. We've got a couple of them back. We're sending a couple off to college, as you'll read in the paper in the next couple of days, and I'd like to introduce them to you individually. Cody Waldrop is a junior. He got 7th place in our shot put competition this past year at the state meet. Preston Ritchie is a senior, was a 4x4 participant in holds a special place in my heart because he's attending my alma mater at Cornell College in Iowa to play football and also play run track there. The next is Chase Myers, who was the state champion high jumper. He also placed 9th place, Chase? 9th place in the discus. So quite a young man. He will be attending, and you'll be seeing in the paper in the next couple of days, he will be attending South Florida on an athletic scholarship and continuing his education there. Cortland Waters is another member of our 4x4 team. Cortland is going to go to a junior college out in San Francisco, right, Cortland? Right around San Francisco. So he'll be continuing his education and also be playing football. Brian Hilger, another one of our distance people, was a state champion in the 4x8, and placed 5th, Brian. 4th in the 800. A lot of places here. I'm going on. All right. Grant Spencer was a participant in the 4x8 also. They ran a state leading time right now of Coach 7:40, and it is still one of the top times in the nation as we speak right now. So another one is Anthony Borrego, part of the 4x8 team, and is going to be attending the Army, right? No, he's going to be going to the Air Force Academy. The Naval Academy, I'm sorry. 3rd time's a charm. Ryan Snully was 2nd place in the 800 and 4th in the 16. And also first on the 4x8. And I'm going to turn it over to my co-head coach, Chris George, who is one of the best distance coaches in the entire state. And he's going to say something quick. Come on, Coach.
Thank you very much. It's quite an honor to be back-to-back state champions for our boys program at Charlotte High. Last year, for the first time winning it, a lot of the guys were thinking, heck, we have a chance to do it again, and they sure did, and we won by even a larger point margin. So it's quite an accomplishment for these guys. On a special note, we are taking the 4x8 guys and also Chase for nationals. We fly out this Thursday to New Balance Nationals in Greensboro, North Carolina, and it's a 3-day meet. They run the 4x8 Friday night, and then all the open events are Saturday. So I really hope that we could possibly come home with a national title as well. So it's quite an honor to see that even the 4x8, they won it last year at States with a 7:44. This year they took 4 seconds off that mark, which is the 3rd fastest time in state history. And we're only less than 3 seconds away from the all-time fastest time in the history of Florida, and that's our goal when we go to nationals. So we hope to come back this weekend with great news that we have the fastest time in the history of Florida in the 4x8. So, thank you.
Great job. Congratulations, guys. For our next report, I'm going to ask Gail Buck to come to the podium and present our annual school health services report. Good evening, Gail.
Good evening, Dr. Whitaker. We were trying to figure out what a 4x8 was, so we had to ask Coach Nolan. We didn't know. Madam Chairman, board members, Dr. Whitaker, Ms. Young. It's my pleasure to bring to you the School Health Services Report for 2010-2011. The School Health Services Act of 1974 assigns responsibilities for student health services to both local health departments and the school districts. The Charlotte County Health Department and Charlotte County Public Schools work collaboratively to provide the most efficient and effective health care for students in Charlotte County. The primary mission of the Charlotte County Public School nurse is to promote and enhance the educational process for children and youth by assisting them to improve or adapt to their health issues. The main focus of every school nurse is to promote wellness and disease prevention by early identification of health issues that might interfere in the educational process. As provided in the school setting, health services include identification of health needs, necessary therapeutic interventions, first aid, and prevention, which includes education, health maintenance, and health screenings. The stats for this year, from the time period of July 1st, 2010 through July 30th, 2011, were 31,402 medications dispensed, 20,825 health room visits for illness, first aid, or consultation, 1,238 tube feedings, 1,989 glucose monitoring procedures, 2,473 insulin injections, 4,392 consultations with students just on carbohydrate counting alone, 468 clean catheterizations. In addition to those services, your school clinics have moved to electronic health records and will be completing this process in the 2011-12 school year. I want to thank you for this opportunity to give you a brief snippet of the services we offer to our students. Are there any questions?
Questions? Mrs. Miller.
I would just like to say that, every year we have this report, Gail, but every year I'm amazed at the number of services you provide and how difficult it would be if we didn't have those in our schools. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Miller.
Anyone else? Mr. Swift?
To follow up with what Mrs. Miller said, I really don't understand how the school districts that don't have nurses in their schools handle the types of situations that you folks deal with every day. It's amazing, and thank you for what all your nurses do. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Swift. Thank you for all your support.
Anyone else? Ms. Buck, I actually had a question. I know that the local health department has had a change in leadership, and I haven't noticed a change in the relationship and partnership that we've built. So I wonder if you could just speak to that for me briefly.
Certainly, Ms. Messina. They have had a change in their leadership. Stephen Mitnick was the former administrator, and now Mary Kay Burns is the administrator. She is from DeSoto County and currently is serving both counties.
She's an interim still, or they named her full?
I believe she has been named as the administrator at this point in time. They are undergoing massive budget issues, as everyone in the state, and a lot of restructuring in their area. So we probably will see some challenges as we move forward in school health with our relationship.
Okay, well, keep us posted on some of how it affects the services that we're able to provide.
We certainly will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? All right, thank you so much.
Our next report is Vineland Elementary School Energy Star Reward. I'm going to ask Jean Spur to come to the podium for this and the following report as well. Good evening, Jean.
How much does that weigh?
about 5 pounds. Madam Chair, school board members, Dr. Whitaker, we're here tonight to present the last of the 9 Energy Star plaques earned this year to Vineland Elementary School. 9 Energy Star plaques, quite an accomplishment. As you are aware, Energy Star is more than a label awarded for energy efficiency. It is a partnership among government, business, and consumers united in the pursuit of a common goal, to protect our environment for future generations. It is this same spirit of partnership here in the district between our energy management program, our maintenance department, and our school's student and staff that have enabled us to earn these 9 Energy Star plaques. So with that said, I would like to ask Adrian McElroy to come up to the podium and accept the Energy Star plaque from Vineland Elementary School. I know Laura Lunar wanted to be here tonight, but she's out of town.
Adrian, if you would extend our appreciation to the faculty and staff. I know it takes a lot of combined work and collaborative work to earn that award. Jean has a wheelbarrow for you to take that out in. Jean, if you would also return to the podium for our Energy Excellence Award.
A little over 4 years ago, the school board, in an effort to control utility costs, hired Energy Education, Inc. EEI came to the district with a proven track record of helping school districts track and control utility costs. It has been an incredibly successful program. As we approach the end of our financial commitment with EEI, I look forward to continuing the partnership we have forged with them. At this time, I'd like to ask to come up to the podium Gary Clark, who's the regional president of EEI, to say a few words and to make a presentation to the board.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Dr. Whitaker, it's a privilege to be here. I've been here, I think, a couple of times to the board, and I just want to tell you, this has been a model program for energy conservation. Energy education has been around for 25 years. We've implemented our program in over 1,100 K-12 school districts nationwide. You have one of the best in the country. So not only do we brag on you here in Florida, we brag on you nationwide. It's been an incredible success. That comes from the board, your vision and your support of the program, the administrators, the superintendent, all of the principals, assistant principals, HVAC technicians, your custodial staff, students, teachers, everyone in the school district has had a part in the success. And of course, Kelly Moratial. You have one of the best energy specialists in the entire country in Kelly. And she's really the quarterback that makes this program work, as you well know. So we just wanted to come at the end of the financial commitment, which is coming to an end, and just really thank you one more time and recognize you one more time for an outstanding program. And as Mr. Spur mentioned, we're not going to go away at this point. We're going to continue to come in and support the program at no cost after the financial commitment has been completed, as long as you keep the energy specialist employed and keep the program underway. So I wanted to just thank you personally and on behalf of the company for just a fantastic program. These dollars have been freed up to be used on kids that otherwise would have gone to be spent on utility bills. So it's been a phenomenal success. So I'm here to represent Dr. William Spears, our chairman and founder. And so I would like to read this plaque that I'm going to present to you this evening. For conserving our nation's precious resources through the continued implementation of energy education's transformational energy management process, serving as a model of energy conservation to fellow educational organizations, and achieving more than $8.1 million in savings in 49 months through February of 2011, Charlotte County Public Schools is hereby presented the Energy Excellence Award for excellence in environmental and financial resource stewardship. signed by Dr. William S. Beards, Chairman and Founder of Energy Education. Congratulations on a job well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your partnership.
Gary, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Kelly, thank you for your work. It's been terrific.
Yes, you've really spearheaded quite an effort, and we really acknowledge your. Didn't work? Good.
Yeah. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jean, if you would also pass on to M&O and Jerry our appreciation for the work that those folks do. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is new business, the consent agenda. Mr. Superintendent.
I'm recommending school board approval of the consent agenda as presented to you this evening.
So moved.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve the consent agenda as presented. Any board discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Motion carries unanimously. Okay, I'm not going to editorialize. Action agenda.
There's only one item on tonight's action agenda,
I did notice that.
and here it is. I'm recommending approval of the personnel action and the job descriptions as presented to you in this item tonight.
So moved. Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve the personnel actions and job description as presented. Any board discussion? I wanted to thank Mrs. Smith and Mrs. Robichaud for helping to update the job description for the board secretary, because we really kind of hashed out, and Dr. Whitaker sat with us and kind of looked at some duties that had been unattended to in some cases and over-attended to in others, and so I think we have a nice balance there. So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And that motion carries unanimously. Citizen comment. Mrs. Smith, do we have anyone who would like to speak before the board this evening? Okay. Attorney comment.
I have a lot to say. In the interest of time,
I'm just going to pass tonight.
All right. Thank you so much for your.
It's my line.
Yeah. Board member comment. Mrs. Rendell.
thank you. For those who do not know it, Mr. Swift last Thursday was voted in as the new president of the Florida School Boards Association. Congratulations to you, Mr. Swift. You are more than qualified to hold this very important position, and you have been preparing for your presidency now for many years at various levels. You have met with and created relationships with our local delegation, our state legislators, and our congressmen. You have kept current in education matters at all levels as well, having attended National School Boards Association conferences, regional school boards conferences, and Florida School Board conferences. You know what matters are important and which ones are relevant. You do your homework. It's a huge honor to be president. It really is. You have worked hard for it. Congratulations. And I'm looking forward to the Board of Directors meeting, which is going to, Florida School Board Association Board of Directors meeting is going to be held here in Punta Gorda, I should say, in September. And that's where the Board of Directors, I don't know, I think like maybe 30 or so Board of Directors from all over the state will be convening here, and Mr. Swift will be ahead of that meeting and all the activities. So I'm looking forward to that. And you have quite a challenging year ahead of you, given all of the new legislation and the budget and all of that. And we are here to help you if you need it. And really, a huge congratulations to you. It's a wonderful honor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mrs. Miller.
It was an honor last week to see Mr. Swift sworn in as the new president of Florida School Board. And the Florida School Board Association. And I think we're all so proud of Lee when he stood up and took the oath. Many of our people from the district were there, along with his family and friends. This is not only important for Mr. Swift, but also for our school system and our community. We are so proud of you and feel that they couldn't have chosen a more intelligent and capable person. Congratulations.
Mr. Vincent.
Mr. Swift. As I said before, I'm sorry I couldn't be there for your coronation, but I had a vacation that had been planned months ago, and I fear my wife much more than I fear you. But also, in all seriousness, we are very proud of you, and we're all very lucky to be serving with you. And as much as I have kept from saying this to you in the past, my short time here and the people that I've met at the state level and even in the local community, nothing but wonderful things to say about you, and we know where your heart is, and we know you're going to do a great job for us at the state level, just like you've done a great job here. So thank you.
Great. And Mr. Swift, I too want Mr. Smith. I too want to add to the congratulations, and I really can't be more articulate than my peers. However, I do need you to know that we respect you and we're here to support you and help you in any way that you can. We know that you have done the legwork to prepare yourself for this, and you are taking the helm at what may be the most difficult year in Florida's public education in quite some time. So this is quite a task, and it requires a steward and a yeoman and a statesman. And we are so looking forward to having inside information because you're poised to bring it home to us directly. And we do have a small gift, a token from the board to you, and we would like to share it with you now. For those of you who may not know this, Mr. Swift has already indicated to us how he would like to be known by his peers here on the board. So, Mr. Swift, if you could open that and read it to the audience, I would appreciate it, sir. Well, I will.
I'm not sure. His Excellency Lee Swift, 2011-12 FSBA President.
Wait, I didn't call on you yet. It's a business card case because we know he's going to be passing his business cards all around, and they will all say Charlotte County Public Schools. Now, Mr. Swift.
Thank you. I want to thank you for reading the remarks I prepared for each of you well. It really didn't hit me until February at the day in the legislature meeting that, oh my gosh, this is coming up in 3 or 4 months. And the excitement started to build, but it really, really hit home Tuesday morning when I walked into what is actually titled the presidential suite of the hotel, because a couple of presidents have stayed there. And they actually give that suite to FSBA for every meeting, for all the rooms that we book and all that kind of stuff. But then, just the feeling of, oh my gosh, now you got to do something. And I'm excited. It's going to be an interesting and challenging year. But the offers of support that I've gotten from board members I don't even know from all over the state has been literally overwhelming and gratifying. And so we're going to charge forward. We're going to try to do some interesting things. As someone said, yes, that our retreat will be here in September. We have the entire Wyvern Hotel booked. We blocked out kind of what the general tone of the conference is going to be, and last week, and we'll tie it down a little bit more next week. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it, and I will count on all of you for help and assistance along the way, and I know I'll have it. And as I said in my talk, you even think about wanting to do something like this without having not only the support of the board, but the support of the entire district staff, because it's more than one person can accomplish by themselves. But it's going to be a good year.
Indeed.
There's only 360 days left.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Mr. Superintendent.
Mr. Swift, I also want to congratulate you. It was an honor to be just a part of the team that was there to support you. And it was really pretty cool to be there and watch him get sworn in, and that was really neat. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Just two things real quickly. I would like to let the board know that I had the privilege of attending the Charlie Awards last week, and our own Mike Riley was recognized for his contribution of the musical arts to the community as a whole. And Mike was really just, as you know, he's deserving of this award. Yes. He and the boogeymen and women do a lot of charity work in this community and help raise a lot of money for charitable foundations and groups. So the award was well received, and Mike got all the appropriate congratulatory remarks and jabs that evening. So it was a fun evening. Also want to extend appreciation to Barb Mellinson, our Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, for her presentation at the Florida School Boards Association. She presented our experience here in this county with HealthStat as a in-house health clinic, and Barb, your presentation was much appreciated. That's it for my remarks.
All right, then if there is nothing further to come before the board, meeting adjourned.